everyone, Miss Sheri here from the Forks branch of the YMCA. Today we're going to learn a little bit about the moon. So this book is called Watching the Moon. Have you ever wondered about the moon in the night sky? Have you ever wondered why it looks different? Maybe sometimes you only see a little bit of it, sometimes you see a lot. Sometimes it's bright, sometimes the sky is very dark. Well, you've come to the right place because today we're going to learn a little bit about this guy, the moon. In school today, I learned that moonlight does not come from the moon. Moonlight comes from the sun shining on the moon. I decided to look at the moon every night for 1 month and write down what I saw in a journal. Have you ever written anything down in a journal? I like to use journals to keep track of sometimes my thoughts or ideas. In this case, this person who wrote this book wanted to figure out what happens to the moon over the course of a month. So they started a journal to learn about that. Day 1. The moon is so big and bright tonight, I can see trees and flies outside. The position of the moon is high in the sky. This is called the full moon. A lot of times when I write a journal, I also like to draw a picture or a symbol to represent what I saw. So in this case, this person saw a full moon on day 1, so I drew a full moon to show our starting point. Day 5. Tonight the moon looks like it is getting smaller, but it is not getting smaller. I just see less sunlight on the moon. So to go with day 5, they see less sunlight on the moon, so we're going to take away a little bit of our moon that we drew here. So now we see a little bit less of that moon. Have you ever seen the moon look like that in the night sky? It doesn't always look the same. Day 8. The moon's shape seems to be changing. I see only half of the moon now. The rest of it is in a shadow. Have you ever seen your shadow? Sometimes you usually see a shadow on a bright day. That's also caused by the sun. So day 8, take away a little bit more of our moon, all right? So this shows about half. There's about half of the moon that you can see. So we'll take away about half of our moon. All right, so we have our night sky back here, and here we have our moon. Day 10. The moon continues to look smaller. It is in the shape of a crescent now. So now, if we look here, there's a little bit of the moon. You can still see that it's there, but the light's only reflecting on a very small portion. So we'll take away a little bit more of our moon. Not much left now. Day 16. Earth is blocking the sunlight from shining on the moon, so it is very dark outside. I can't see any trees tonight. But what can you see? What do you see in the back there? Yeah, I see some stars too. Some stars. All right. So let's get rid of the rest of the sunlight shining on our moon now. You can see where it was, but you can't, it's not reflecting any light anymore. So we'll put some stars here. Some stars. Day 18. Tonight I can only see just a little sliver of the moon in the sky. It looks like the moon is growing. So now we have the other side. So we'll draw in some of our moon again. All right, so this was the first side to go. So now that's the first side to come back. Day 21. I can see even more of the moon tonight. 1/2 of it is visible in the sky. The sky is brighter than the last time I wrote. Because when they wrote before, it was still dark from the new moon. That's what they call it when there's no moon out. When it looks dark, or when you can't see the moon, they call it a new moon because it's starting anew. So that part that went away first is now coming back. And now we have half of the moon back. So let's color in the half that we can now see again. So now we're getting more of the moon back. We're also getting more of the light from the sun reflecting. So it's also getting brighter. Day 24. The moon is almost a big bright ball again. Much of the moon is showing in the sky. It won't be long until the full moon is back. So let's draw a little bit more in there. All right, so not quite a full moon yet, but almost. Almost there. Day 29. Tonight I see the full moon in the sky. It takes about 29 days for the moon to go through all of its phases. You can see some of them in this journal. So see, what we were drawing is part of they're part of the phases of the moon. All right, so now we're on day 29 and we see the full moon back. So now that we have all of the moon back, it's also the brightest the night sky is going to be. All right. So the end. So now we watch the moon from this person's journal. So I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the moon. So next time you look up at the night sky, maybe you can figure out what cycle of the moon phase the moon is on. All right. Thanks, friends. Bye.